Hello friends, thank you so much for stopping by today. Welcome to my channel. My name is Carey and I'm so happy that you're here today to rehaul some products. Now, I will be sure to post up here the original haul that I shared or my newish haul. And you guys know, what is a newish haul? A newish haul is either number one, a new product, something that I've gotten new in my collection that I'm just dying to try. Number two, something that's been sitting in my collection for a while. Last year was a bit of a year for me and I really wasn't wearing a lot of new stuff. So I want to kind of dig in and get my hands into all the stuff that I had previously purchased or had in my collection, and I just wanted to give it some love. And lastly, the point of these newish hauls and rehauls is to go through my collection and weed out things that I'm no longer, just don't work for me, or things that are really awesome and I want to put in the forefront and use. For example, if it's something that's like more of a summer product, I want to pull it out and get it out and play with it because it is a summer product. So anyways, let's go ahead and talk. And today's rehaul is a pretty good one. And actually, I am going to start this time again with my eyeshadow palettes because the last three rehauls that I've done, I have loved the eyeshadow products that I have had. But that's not the case this month. I actually returned one of the palettes, so I cannot show it to you, but I will be sure to include a picture right above on either side. The BUXOM White Russian on the Rocks palette I took back. I did not enjoy that palette at all. I will be uploading some pictures of some looks that I did with it, and I really tried to like the palette because it had a lot of things, a lot of elements in it that to me are just wonderful. It had a pink in it, a pinky peachy pink color, which would have been the White Russian with the twist. It was the color. It was a matte, and I love that shade. That kind of shade speaks my language, you know. It had a fair amount of what I thought looked like pretty shimmers, and I thought too that there was several almost in the mid-tone range, in my light to mid-tones. That's my preference. It had one darker shade, and that particular shade had some it looked more like a matte that had the glitter infused within it, and it had like a little bit of gold, and I'll be sure to point it out. And I liked that one because if you just kind of tapped your brush off, it would shake away some of the glitter that was in it, and you could really use it to darken out your outer V. So yeah, I like that. However, one eyeshadow was an absolute dud. There was no color payoff, and it was the second, if I'm looking at it, it was the light pink. It was the second from the left, and I think it was called 5-inch Stiletto. That eyeshadow was a dud. You could just dig your finger into it. It was dusty, it was flaky, and it had absolutely no color payoff. So that one right there was just like, What I'll say is we did not get along, that palette and I. And why I say that is, you guys know I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 in August. And I have very crepey skin within this area of my eyes. Second, my eyes are extremely watery. I don't know why, but that eyeshadow formula, when I would place it anywhere near my tear ducts in this area, it would just break up. It would lift. It would just disappear. It was like Houdini. I didn't know where it went. And then what didn't break up would just get blotchy and patchy, and it was very difficult to manage that. My issue was that it just didn't perform well. I was never happy with the way it looked. By the end of the day, not just this area would have been all broken up. It just would become a greasy, messy looking eyeshadow. And I don't have very oily lids now. So I just spent a lot of time and effort letting y'all know that in my opinion, at least that one particular BUXOM palette was absolutely not worth it. The second palette I had in that newish haul was this little Natasha Denona Mini Nude palette. And I'm going to be very honest, had I saved the box that this came in, I would have returned it as well. It's not as bad as the BUXOM palette. Now, again, I'll insert some pictures of me wearing it and different looks that I did with it. Again, this one is a 5-pan. It's a small little palette. It's not a very big palette. It has two mattes, so the mid-tone right there, and then an outer, a darker one over here, the brown. And then the other three are shimmers. They work fine. They're okay. That being said, I didn't love it. I felt very limited as to what I could do with it. I know that it's just a neutral kind of palette, warm neutral kind of palette, and that I shouldn't be expecting a lot from it. But this little thing cost $25, and I honestly did not think that it was worth the $25. Now, I own several of the little Viseart Petite Pros, and they're even smaller than these. I think those actually have 8 shadows in them, but the actual pans are quite small. And I think they're like $30, if maybe not, maybe they're like $32, but they're quite small. And I like those. Yeah, I'm not going to complain because I think they work really well. With this, it didn't matter which one of these shimmers I kind of applied on my eyes. It always ended up looking almost like the same look. And so, is it a bad eyeshadow? No, it's not. Does it make me want to spend $140 on one of her bigger palettes, or $130? I don't think I don't have any interest in trying any more Natasha Denona palettes. This is a good enough palette to try, but it did not draw me in. So if her purpose in making these little palettes is to give customers the ability to try a sampling of what she has to offer at a much more affordable price, I really do appreciate it, because I think that that is a very smart thing for a company to do. However, this didn't do it for me. I would have to say that probably at this point, I am predisposed to not really look into buying any more of these. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the Natasha Denona Mini Nude palette. The next 2 things I want to talk to you guys are about the blushes that I had in that newish haul. One of them was this little swatch, this little sample card from the BUXOM Wanderlust blushes. I had gotten this in a purchase that I made with Sephora, and I was really excited to get it so that I could try the blushes without having to buy a whole blush. I have a lot of blush, and so these aren't like $5, so it's not something that I would quickly make the decision, oh yeah, I can spend $5 on that. You know, this is more like a $25, $26 blush, and something like that, I think about it a little bit more. The second one was this ALAMAR blush trio that came in the BoxyCharm box, and this is the Fair Light, and I will start with this one. I think that these BUXOM Wanderlust blushes, from what I could tell from the sampling, they are quite nice blushes. I did enjoy them. Of the 2, I personally preferred Mykonos. I happen to be someone who enjoys more of a peachy pink kind of blush. I am not very much into mauvey, like rosy toned blushes. And I will say that in that tone, the Dolly one on this particular sampler was not my favorite. Now, does that mean that the actual, in the blush pan that they sell is the same as what's here? Well, I would hope so, but I really don't know, because I didn't go into Sephora and stick my finger in it, or to Ulta. I just didn't do that. I think they're good blushes. I think that if you're a fan of BUXOM and you have the money and you want to go ahead and give them a go, I would say, yeah, definitely they're worth it. Of these 2, I prefer Mykonos. Question, am I going to go out and buy one? I don't think I'll buy it at $25 or whatever, $28, $24. I don't think I'll spend that. Now, if Ulta and their 21 Days of Beauty, let's say in the fall, puts them half price, then yes, I will pick up Mykonos. Or I think I like the look of Havana as well. I have normal to drier skin, but in the summer, I live in Florida and it is very, very humid. And so things tend to almost disappear from your skin because they just melt off, right? And I will say that this did last all day. Like, I would have to physically remove my makeup to get it off because it was there. You could visibly see that I was wearing blush. Now, I am not someone who sits here and cakes on the blush. So, you know, it was a nice dusting of blush and it stayed nice all day. It had a bit of a satin finish, and so it gave your skin a very healthy, flushing kind of healthy look, and not a very matte, dry, you know, look. It didn't look dusty or anything like that on the skin. So yeah, it is a nice blush formulation. The second blushers that I have to talk about are these ALAMAR Cosmetics blushers, and this is the one in the Fair Light trio. Oops. Oops. The little plastic thing. Do you guys throw away the little plastic sheet that they send with that comes within the new products? I don't. I typically don't. But anyways, let's go ahead because this will be a long video. I like this blush trio. I think it was really nice. Now, I will say that I mostly wore Scorcher, and I did wear Paraíso, the one in the middle. I didn't wear Castaway quite as much. And I think they're really pretty. I will put up here a picture with the actual actual swatches of them because I can't figure out how to get my camera to focus up close. I know it's the craziest thing. But yeah, those are the 3 colors on my fingers right there. I hope that they're coming through, but in either case, I'm sure that I'll put up here the swatches. I think the 2 outer ones actually have shimmer within it. And I would say that more than, let's say, like a true shimmer, it's almost a luminescence, almost a glow within the blush, because when you apply it on your skin, you don't see any small shimmery particles. You really don't. It's just like a healthy satiny glow on your skin. The one in the middle has less, but it still seems to have that satin finish. Yeah, this was a very nice blush trio. I'm really happy that it came in my BoxyCharm, and I'm even more happy that I got to try it. And then the next thing I'll talk about were these 3 products from First Aid Beauty. The first one we'll talk about is the coconut water cream, because I actually really enjoyed this product. This one's an empty at this point. Do I have anything to show you guys? No, it's all gone. It's all gone. It's all gone. Yeah, there's nothing more in there. I think it is a beautiful moisturizer. It says it helps hydrate, smooth, and recharge your skin. It's the coconut water cream, and it's safe for sensitive skin. Yes, all of the above. It was very hydrating. It was very soothing. It gives your skin that smooth, healthy appearance that you want to get when you apply a moisturizer. I think that this is definitely worth the money. Will I repurchase it, or will I go out and purchase it? Maybe when I work through some of the moisturizers that I currently have in backup. Yeah, this would be one that I would absolutely consider rebuying. I think it's really nice. The second thing in the First Aid Beauty that I had was this Ultra Repair Hydrating Serum. It says that you can use it in the morning and in the afternoon, and it had 15 ml, so 0.5. This is a very healthy sample. I don't know where I got this from. I don't know if it was part of a set or something that I had purchased in the past and I had stuck inside of my sample box. I'm still currently using it, so it's lasted me, and I've used it at least for 3 weeks at this point, if not almost 4. I don't use a lot. I only use it at night, and I mix it with a little bit of my rosehip oil, but it is beautiful. I've not had any kind of reaction against it. Let me show you guys what it looks like. It's just like a very nice gel formula, and when you rub it in, and you guys will be able to see it right there rubbed in. And when I mix it with my rosehip oil, it's just a beautiful combination. So yeah, I will definitely be finishing this up. I like it. Now, question, would I repurchase this? And I would have to say I don't think I would, even though it's a nice product and it's worked really, really well. I think I prefer my CeraVe PM moisturizer. The last one of those 3 First Aid Beauty was the Facial Radiance Beauty Pads. The Facial Radiance pads. This helps to exfoliate, tone, brighten. They're alcohol-free and they're for sensitive skin. And yeah, I have a few still left in here. I think I have like 2 left in here, but this came really nicely sealed, and you can see that in there. I like this. This is really nice. This is a glycolic acid saturated pad, and I use glycolic acid in my AHA from Paula's Choice, and I don't use that every morning, but I do use it, let's say, like twice a week. So, and then I was using this after I got out of the shower at night to kind of swipe over my skin to get everything off of it. I would wait a little bit, and then I would go back with my Retin-A. So, would I repurchase this? And I would have to say no. Not because it's not a good product. I think it's really nice. And if you are in the market for a glycolic acid and you like the ease of having it on a pad and not having to worry about, getting out a cotton round and then putting it on your face, I think this is a nice product. This is something that you could easily take with you on vacation, and it would travel well, and there's no problem. It would do what it says it will do. I think it does. That being said, I like the AHA product that I use from Paula's Choice better, and I don't necessarily need something that's already been pre-saturated on a swab. So I like it. I will finish it up, but I will not repurchase it. But it is a nice product. So let's talk some more eyeshadows. You guys remember that I had 2 ColourPop Super Shock shadows. These were from the Kathleen Lights holiday collection thing that she did it like right around the New Year's. And so this one right here is in Light It Up, and this one right here, the lighter one, is Glisten. I keep confusing them. So I will try to make the correction. Just know that the lighter one is Glisten. For some reason, I keep wanting to call the lighter one Light Up, and then the darker one Glisten. I make no sense. But in either case, yeah, these are great. I really did like them. I have to tell you guys that both of these saved the day with that BUXOM product eyeshadow palette more than one time. Whenever I would get that breaking up of my eyeshadow right in this area, and I was finally just getting so fed up and tired because I kept going back, I would try to go back in and try to smooth it out with my brush. I would try to, you know, pat it in with the heat of my finger, and a lot of times it would just break right back up immediately. Didn't matter what base I used, and I would come back in with either one of these two shadows, pat it in into the area where it was breaking up, and voila, lo and behold, these would stay on my eyes, not the BUXOM palette. So yeah, I love both of these. My favorite would have to be Glisten. But of all my Super Shock shadows that I've ever owned, I think I'd have to say that these two have been my actual favorites. I like the colors the best, and for my color palette that is currently what I'm working with, these two work beautifully. Now, what I might end up doing with this video is splitting it in two like I did last month, because sometimes when you are talking about this number of products and wanting to give you guys as much information as I can, the videos can be kind of lengthy. So if I ended up splitting this video in two, I'm sorry, but thank you for being patient with me. Again, thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with me. I hope that you'll come back and visit me again sometime. I hope you guys have a great day, and y'all be blessed. Bye.